said that quarters 1 through 3 you couldn't move, but something clicked in the fourth quarter and you just showed up. What was it that clicked? Did the pain go away? Did you just lock in? What was it?
I thought it was winning time. Doing certain things that the team needed me to do to go out there and help win. Finally, I started moving a little bit better, and happy to be able to go out there and compete with my guys.
Is that playoff Jimmy?
We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do this. It's just part of the game. Your body starts to warm up. You start to move a little bit better. You gain confidence. People start talking to you, and then, good things happen.
You've said people start talking to you. You're talking about Dylan Brooks?
Yeah. Yes.
Anything you want to share that he said?
Nah. I mean, I like it. I think we all like when people start chirping. It's been this way this entire series. I don't think it's going to change. And we're going to go out there, we're going to compete, and we're going to go do what we're supposed to do in Houston.
Could you describe the final rebound that you got? Steve really kind of pumped that up as one of the biggest plays of the night. What did you see there?
I saw that I wasn't battling with Steven Adams the last play, so I was able to go up there and be a semi-athlete. But I wanted that rebound. I told Dre, if you get a stop, I will get the rebound. And he got the stop, and I got the rebound.
Jimmy, what were the past 4 or 5 days like for you just after the fall? And how close did you feel on Saturday? What was the ultimate difference the last couple of days?
A lot of pain. I'm not going to lie to you. My dog Armando has been working every minute and hour off of the hour to make sure that I was able to play. And he's been doing it since I went down. The training staff here has been incredible. My teammates incredible, and making sure that I was okay, checking in on me. And then, today I woke up and I was good enough, so I was able to go out there and compete.
Kerr said that if this was a regular season, you might maybe out for a week or more. Is that essentially true? And
yeah, I would like to think so. I'm not going to say that I'm not hurting, but it's a good pain whenever it's all towards winning. I feel like they got me here to help do something special, and if I'm out there on the floor, I'm expected to produce and help win. So I'm glad that I was able to do that tonight.
And did it hurt more like with a bump or a fall, or you definitely hit the floor a couple times?
A couple times, but, I'm a big boy. I'm like 35 years of age now, so I know how to handle those type of things. Get some more treatment, get some rest. Domino's, coffee, kids. That's the formula to success.
Jimmy, on Saturday, Steve Kerr compared you to Andre Iguodala in terms of being on the bench and coaching and helping. And what was it like to watch them win without you? And just how proud were you? And what was your role? And that fur coat too. Tell us about that fur coat,
yeah,
please.
That's aloe for you right there. Y'all go to aloe, get y'all some of that stuff. No. I think it's a crazy comparison because I was able to play with Dre back in my Miami days, and just to get to know him and know how he goes about everything. It's all towards winning, and it's all towards doing the right things. But to see my guys go out there and get a dub, it doesn't surprise me because I see the way that everybody works on their game every single day and how they do the right things, and they're just putting the same winning stuff into like this bucket. And that when it's time to tip that bucket over, all that winning comes out. I hate to give Buddy a compliment, so I'm not going to. But number 7 on our team really brought the defensive mentality tonight, made some big shots, and he stinks. I just got to add that too.
Steve has said so much about the spacing is crucial for Steph to, get the defenders off, maybe a little bit off him. How do you sort of see how that's going for you guys to create, keep creating, trying to create space?
Space or no space, Steph is going to Steph. I see it on Instagram all the time. And he's going to make incredible shots, and he's going to get the ball to everybody where they're comfortable in space. He has the most difficult job in this league, I would like to think, and he handles it with grace. He's always smiling. Teammate of the year, and he's great for a reason.
In your playoff experience, is there like a point in a series when it's like, we know we got him? And if so, have you guys reached that point yet?
Yes, there is a point when you win 4 games. So we got one more to get. You can't let your guard down at all. It's been a dogfight damn near every game. So it could go either way, but I'm glad that the way that it's going is for the Warriors.
Jimmy, we didn't get to talk to you after the injury. Have you ever had an injury like that before, and did you have any issues with how it happened?
No, I mean, I fell on my tailbone before, but not as hard as I hit at that time. Didn't like it. Wasn't a great feeling. And more than anything, I just wanted to play. This is the best time of year for everybody. This is why you go through what you go through. So to be able to miss a game, I don't like it. But I'm back. I'm back in a big way.
Do you have to wear a pad or anything like that?
No
Okay.
pad for me. I'm not Steph, so I don't need that.
And what is it going to take to close things out in Houston?
Some more togetherness, some better rebounding, some shot making that always helps. More than anything, just staying poised, knowing that, there are going to be some texts. There's definitely going to be that. But keeping everybody in the game, that's what we need to do.
Jimmy, Draymond gets those early fouls and that early, right here, and that early tech too. What did you just see from him and
the flagrant.
And the flagrant? What did you see from him and his ability to stay on the court and just be there for that last play?
I'm not even going to say that it's growth because he knows that we must have Draymond Green on the floor in order to win. So the amount of poise that he has when everything that he does, it's always blown out of proportion. Because if it was anybody else, it wouldn't be that. But to stay so calm, to come out there, get stops, kick us off on the offensive side of the ball, you're a special human being. And that's why he's the hustle man of the year. So remember that.
Jimmy, you and Dylan got into it. It looked like you guys were having fun. Like, took it back to the playground almost, it looked like. What was it like out there? And it looked like you guys were, like, going back and forth. Did you enjoy that element of the game?
No, we're not having fun. You give me a break for this. I don't like Dylan Brooks. So we're never having fun. I'm a fierce competitor. He's a fierce competitor. But there ain't nothing fun about that.
So when you look at some of the pictures, I was looking at the pictures, and it looked like he was trying to have fun, but you weren't going for it.
No, I'm not going for that. I don't think anybody is trying to be friends with anybody on either team. That's for sure. Fun is winning. Fun is competing. And it's going to be fun whenever we get 4.
How would you describe that second quarter where I think you guys gave him 15 points off turnovers? There was review after review after review. What was that like going through that?
Part of the game, knowing that that's going to happen. This game is a game of runs. They're going to have theirs. We're going to have ours. Like I always say, stay poised, stop turning the ball over in the first place, and you won't have to worry about it. And know that in the end, we're good enough and we have enough.
Jimmy, I heard that you said a little earlier that you got your joy back, which was a big thing for you a couple months ago. Is that joy because of winning, or is that joy because of winning with this group of guys?
Definitely because of winning. Definitely because I'm able to be who I am, who I've made myself out to be for the last couple of years in this league. But more than anything, it's just fun. I get to play basketball. I get to come into work knowing that I'm going to be able to play in these games, play in the playoffs, and help us do something special.
Jimmy, to your right, speaking of fun, I don't know if you've been asked this, but how did you come up with the Steph bat light with the Steph logo? Who on your team comes up with that type of stuff? And are you having fun on the social media side too?
Yeah, I am. I'm having a lot of fun on socials. The bat signal, my content guys came up with. It was my idea, but that's who he is to me, to us, to y'all, to the world.
Is Alfred going to get any love anytime soon?
I don't know who. Who do you think Alfred would be?
Buddy, I think.
No,
I think Buddy thinks he's Alfred.
That is not the right answer. No. Who?
Buddy said he's Alfred.
No. Buddy is not in this. Buddy's the Joker or something. He's the evil man. Perfect. Thank you.
Jimmy Butler threes clutch free throws push Warriors past Rockets. Take 3-1 series lead. In a back-and-forth Game 4 that featured 9 lead changes, it was Jimmy Butler 3 who delivered when it mattered most. With 58.7 seconds remaining, Butler calmly sank 3 pressure-packed free throws to give the Golden State Warriors a final lead they wouldn't relinquish, securing a gritty 109-106 win over the Houston Rockets on Monday night at Chase Center. Houston made it interesting in the final minute. Alperen Sengun hit a key shot to cut the Warriors' lead to just one with 40.8 seconds to go. Golden State had 2 chances to put the game away on the next possession, but came up empty. Then, with just 6.4 seconds left, Draymond Green, finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, delivered a game-saving stop, locking down Sengun and forcing a miss. "He's the best defender I've ever seen," head coach Steve Kerr said post-game. "Big moments don't faze him. He's the defensive version of Steph Curry. He just shows up when you need him most." Jimmy Butler 3, perfect from the line, 12-for-12, secured the rebound after the miss and was fouled immediately. With ice in his veins, he knocked down 2 more free throws to stretch the lead to 3. Fred VanVleet had a final shot to tie it at the buzzer, but his deep 3-point attempt came up short. Butler finished with 27 points, 14 of them in the fourth quarter, plus 6 assists and 5 rebounds. He scored the Warriors' final 7 points and 9 of their last 12, fully earning his playoff Jimmy nickname. Remarkably, this was Butler's first game back after missing Game 3 with a pelvic and deep glute injury. Yet, he didn't miss a beat. "What makes Jimmy who he is his ability to rise in the biggest moments," Kerr said. "That foul he drew on Dillon Brooks in the corner? Cold-blooded. 3 free throws. Then gets the stop, comes back, and hits 2 more. That's playoff Jimmy." Draymond's statement start. Draymond Green came out firing, hitting 2 3-pointers on the Warriors' first 2 possessions. He followed it with a strong defensive play against Sengun and found rookie Brandon Podziemski in the corner for another 3, helping the Dubs jump out to an early 9-2 lead. Green ended the night with 6 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and the biggest defensive play of the night. His plus 17 plus-minus was the highest on the team. He also passed Isaiah Thomas to become the 15th all-time leader in playoff assists. On the game-sealing stop, Green said, "He likes to isolate at the top of the key. I just backed off, found my angle. Stack always tells us, it's time to lock in. I knew if I could pick my spot, I could force a tough shot, and that's exactly what happened." Podziemski steps up. Brandon Podziemski had the best playoff performance of his young career, dropping 26 points and hitting 6 3-pointers, a team high. He also grabbed 5 boards, dished 5 assists, and added 2 steals and a block over 40 minutes of action. "Brandon plays like a 10-year vet," Kerr said. "He's a second-year player, but he's got the poise and confidence of someone who's been here a long time. He was key to everything we did tonight." After the game, Podziemski reflected on his mindset. "You've got to tell yourself you belong. Great players embrace these moments. They don't run from them. Every rep, every practice, it builds to this. So when you're here, you just say, 'I've done this before.' It's just another shot, another play." Quinton Post shines off the bench. Rookie Quinton Post delivered a playoff career-high 13 points in 20 minutes, hitting 2 timely threes and stretching the floor for Golden State when it mattered. Third quarter surge. The Warriors came out of halftime down 7, but flipped the script with a 13-0 run to open the third quarter. They hit 7 of their first 8 shots and outscored Houston 18-1 to seize momentum. The Rockets didn't hit a field goal until the 7:08 mark of the quarter. Buddy delivers. Buddy Hield chipped in 15 points, including a huge 3 with 3:32 left that gave the Dubs a 1-point lead at a critical moment. Next up, close it out. The series heads back to Houston for Game 5 on Wednesday night, where the Warriors have a chance to close things out and punch their ticket to the Western Conference semifinals, for 30 p.m. Pacific Time on NBC/SBA, TNT/TrueTV/Max. To still be in the fight at this point in the season, that's all you can ask for, Draymond Green said. This is what you train all summer for. The pain, the early mornings, it's for moments like this. I like our chances, he added. We've done it before. And we believe we can do it again. Momentum shift and growing confidence. Game 4 didn't just mark a win, it marked a turning point. The Warriors now hold a commanding 3-1 lead in the series, a position from which NBA teams historically advance over 95% of the time. After a regular season filled with injuries, lineup adjustments, and doubt, Golden State is starting to look like a battle-tested contender again, and perhaps even a team peaking at the right moment. With Jimmy Butler 3 back in the lineup and already in playoff form, the Warriors have rediscovered their identity, gritty, poised, and unshakably confident under pressure. It feels like we've weathered the storm, Stephen Curry said after the game. There were nights in January and February where people wrote us off. But we stayed together. Now you can feel the chemistry clicking, on both ends. A team effort, not just star power. Though Butler led the scoring and made the clutch plays, the victory was a full team effort. Curry, despite a quieter scoring night, 17 points, ran the offense with his usual vision and gravity, constantly drawing double teams that created open looks for others. Brandon Podziemski and Quinton Post brought energy and spacing, while Buddy Hield's timely shot in the fourth showed his veteran value. Kevin Looney, often overlooked, contributed 8 rebounds and played a key role anchoring the interior defense, especially in the Warriors' dominant third quarter. Jonathan Kuminga added valuable minutes off the bench, contributing with his physicality and defensive versatility. Houston's missed opportunity. On the other side, the Rockets walked off the court visibly frustrated. After holding a lead at halftime and matching the Warriors for most of the game, they faltered in the biggest moments, something head coach Ime Udoka acknowledged. "We had our chances," Udoka said. "You can't give a team like Golden State extra possessions or open looks late in the game. And when you do, they'll make you pay." Alperen Sengun, who had 22 points and 10 rebounds, took responsibility for the final possession. "That one's on me," he said post-game. "I rushed it. I should have been more patient. But we're not done, we'll fight in Game 5. Fred VanVleet, who had 19 points and 8 assists, echoed the urgency. "We've been counted out all year. We know we've got to win 3 straight. It starts with 1. Media and fan reactions. The basketball world responded quickly to the Warriors' performance. On social media, Playoff Jimmy was trending within minutes of the game's conclusion, with fans and analysts praising Butler's ice-cold clutch performance. ESPN's Kendrick Perkins tweeted, "That boy Jimmy Butler different. 12-4-12 at the line. That's playoff DNA." Stephen A. Smith said on First Take, "This is why you can never count out the Warriors. Butler is a killer. Podziemski looks like a young Klay. And Draymond is still that dude when it counts. They're built for this." Draymond's defensive stand was featured in highlight reels and quickly drew comparisons to his iconic stops in previous playoff runs. Meanwhile, Podziemski's breakout game prompted conversations around his potential as a long-term core piece. Looking ahead to Game 5. Game 5 in Houston will be electric. The Rockets, facing elimination, are expected to come out swinging. But with momentum clearly on Golden State's side and their stars locked in, the Warriors have a golden opportunity to close out the series and earn some extra rest before round 2. Coach Kerr isn't taking anything for granted. We've been around long enough to know how hard it is to win in the playoffs, especially on the road. Houston's going to bring everything they've got. But if we stay focused, defend, and trust our spacing and pace, we'll put ourselves in a good position. For Butler, it's simple: we're not satisfied. We've got one more to go.